Just about 24 hours to go, Hurricane Milton is heading directly for Tampa. Earlier this morning, the storm was downgraded to a Category 4, but in the last hour returned to a Category 5 strength. Time is running out for people to evacuate. You can see just how many people are trying to evacuate that area today. After tonight, it's going to be too late to leave. As people are heading out, Colorado Task Force 1 is heading in. The team arrived just southwest of Jacksonville today. They will stay there until the storm passes and will be reassigned as needed. While people living in Florida prepare for the worst, they're still recovering from the aftermath of Helene.
Let's go to Lee Waldman because people are quickly working to clean up the leftover debris from Helene so it won't be thrown around any further when Milton arrives.
This storm is complicated by the mountains of debris left behind in these neighborhoods across Tampa, all from Hurricane Helene less than 2 weeks ago. We were with a debris cleanup company. They said between yesterday and today, they picked up over 100 tons. Now, also in these neighborhoods, you can see some of these homes are starting to board up, people taking this storm seriously and getting out of here.
If you choose to stay, you're staying at your own risk.
That's a huge risk, with monstrous Hurricane Milton on track to deliver a storm surge, more than double what Helene wrought on Florida's Gulf Coast less than 2 weeks ago. Tampa, Florida is a possible landfall site. That city's mayor even more blunt regarding the danger.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
This Tampa resident is one of thousands heeding that advice. He's bugging out of Tampa with his wife on their 46th wedding anniversary.
What God will give us, we will accept it and always go to the safe place you can go. We'll see.
Also critical, clearing out debris left behind by Helene.
All hands on deck trying to help out the city as much as we can before the big storm comes.
This moving company is one of many being commissioned by local officials to work the coastal areas around the clock.
We hauled close to 100 tons of debris just yesterday alone.
But soon these crews will have to stop helping others and save themselves.
This storm's going to be different. If you're in an evacuation zone, please get out.
The fear that you heard in his voice was echoed in so many other lifelong Tampa residents who we spoke to, who said they've never left for a storm before, but said they're leaving from this one because they're simply scared of the amount of water that Hurricane Milton is expected to bring in. In Tampa, Florida, Lee Waldman reporting.
Of course, we're going to have much more coverage on Milton throughout the hour. And Lester Holt is going to continue the coverage live tonight from Tampa Bay. That's coming up at 5:30 on NBC Nightly News.
Today marks 4 weeks until Election Day, and former President Trump is coming to Colorado. According to his campaign, he will hold a rally at the Gaylord Rockies. The campaign announcement refers to Aurora as a war zone. It's a false claim that he has made repeatedly about the city, saying it's been taken over by a Venezuelan gang. Aurora's Republican mayor, Mike Kaufman, has told 9 News he will not attend Trump's rally, but he hopes the visit to Aurora will show him those claims are inaccurate. Before Colorado votes, we will be hosting the only live debate between a heated Congressional District 8. The half-hour debate will air in place of Next with Kyle Clark tonight. Our Marshall Zellinger will join us in the next half hour, tell us what to expect on this debate between Yadira Caraveo and Gabe Evans.
The first 2 floors of the Colorado Supreme Court building are finally back open to the public, this following 10 months of repairs. And we got a look inside the reopened area today. Denver police say it was Brandon Olson who got in and set a fire on the 7th floor of the Ralph Carr building on January 2nd. Of course, there was damage by the fire, but it was the sprinklers running for hours that did significant water damage. It was estimated to cost several millions dollars to repair. Crews are still working on those other floors, and that work is expected to take until next summer. Olson facing several charges, including robbery, burglary, and arson.
Across Colorado today, another warm and dry day. Look. These guys look like they're, summertime out there. Dogs are digging it, everything, getting in the water because it's warm. It's 85 degrees outside. Plenty of people outside enjoying the day. We did see a little bit of bad air because of those western wildfires here and there.
Kathy joins us now. October continues to travel along just like it might be what, late August, early September?
Yes, very unusual, but we're looking forward to maybe a pattern shift late in the weekend. Not only cooler temperatures, but the chance for some precipitation, which we really do need. High clouds streaming in and a bit of that smoke and haze that Kim mentioned. Temperatures today still soaring way above the average of 69, 82 in Denver, 82 in Grand Junction, and also 80s up in Fort Collins and Greeley. That smoke plume continues on the west and northwest flow into the Front Range and northeastern plains, but starting to shift a bit further to the east. We'll see some improvement in the air quality over the next 12 hours or so, but the air quality alert will be extended out through about 9 o'clock tomorrow, and Denver will in fact be a part of that air quality alert once again. Winds are not doing a great job of scouring out that bad air, so if you're in a sensitive group, remember, keep windows closed and don't exercise outdoors. We'll continue as areas of smoke will be a weather theme, elevated fire danger ahead of a major pattern shift, and that is coming up late in the weekend into early next week. Perhaps a little mountain snow. The timing and impact of that weather change is just ahead.
The story of a woman who fabricated a cancer diagnosis to try and avoid criminal prosecution has now ended with her pleading guilty to multiple felony counts.
Her name, Robin Niceta, who has already been convicted for filing a bogus child abuse report against an Aurora City official. Today, 9 News investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola brings us up to date.
Yeah, you've heard the name Robin Niceta many times here on the news over the past couple of years. She's the woman who filed a fake child abuse claim against Aurora City Council member Danielle Jurinsky. Investigators say she filed that claim out of revenge. So as she was being prosecuted for that fake child abuse claim, Niceta filed paperwork with the court system claiming she was suffering with brain cancer. In that paperwork, she uploaded an MRI image that she randomly found on the internet. She then created a fake name of a cancer clinic in New Mexico. But when investigators started taking a look at that paperwork, they found it was all a lie. She did not have brain cancer. So this morning, she pleaded guilty to attempting to influence a public servant, forgery, and criminal impersonation. Here's what the prosecutor had to say about the case.
This was really significant in terms of the things that we see. In terms of people concocting a story and attempting to back that story up, people lie all the time, unfortunately, and those lies are easily exposed. But to add levels and levels and levels of details to it, that's something that I just haven't seen.
Niceta will be sentenced in January on this new conviction. She could face up to an additional 12 years in prison. She was already sentenced to 4 years earlier this year for that fake child abuse claim. Live in the newsroom, Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.
Jeremy, in part because of these lies, everything's been extended. I mean, it feels like she's been in court so many years now at this point.
Yeah, and there were multiple delays for her sentencing hearing. I think there were like maybe 3 or 4 sentencing delays on that. So now she'll be sentenced in January in this. So she's got some time to serve in DOC.
All right, thank you so much. A teacher in Cherry Creek got a really nice surprise today in the form of a big check worth $100,000.
That is a big check. That construction teacher got a big national award for his work in the classroom and in the community. Mike DeGitis was surprised during class today as the winner of the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for teaching excellence. Mike is known for helping to teach his students how to build tiny homes as well as other structures for people experiencing homelessness. So he'll get to keep $30,000 of the $100,000 award. The other $70,000 goes to the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus for future projects.
What this does is it recognizes a little bit of that the work that we put in here, but more importantly, it just opens more doors for us to have more exposure, do more fun things, and inspire these kids a little bit more.
Congratulations to Mike. He says he plans to use his money to buy a plot of land where he can build his forever home.
How about that? What a great teacher.
And he can build his forever home.
He can build that forever home. He could also probably help us fix up some things in our own homes.
Well, I don't know.
Easily, but he's teaching. That's a more important job, so congrats.
Yeah, it's amazing what he does with those kids, and it's nice to be recognized. And to be recognized in a way, recognition is one thing, but also the finances that go to him and
put the money there.
Help the school as well. Good stuff.
That's great.